everyone, it's Eileen from Now There's a Crafty Idea, and I have a little craft with me type of let's experiment. So I found this, and it's just a little I think I got it from my daughter. She had like a journaling kit, and it was one of the pieces out of that, and it was a little bit too modern for me, so I covered it with some pattern paper. And I was looking through some things today, and I found it, and I thought, why don't I cut some of them out? Because I don't actually have the cut and die for the Cuttlebug to make these lovely little, they're kind of like the, what do you call them, the photo, you know, like the little photo, oh, what do they call them, the negative things, I can't remember what they are. So anyway, I got hold of some of me card. Now this is just scrapbooking card, so it's patterned on both sides, and then this was just some cream card that I had lying around. So I basically just drew around it and then cut them out, and I just cut out quite a few, and I just thought I'd play and see what they look like. Now some of them I've cut backs to them, so I just literally drew around and created a back for it, and then I just popped a little flower in, and they're really sweet and just a nice cute little thing. So, and then this one I used some of the same film, you know, the oh, what do you call it, the cereal box film, and I created this little, it almost looks like it's a sample, you know, like a little pressed bug or something. And yes, you can see a bit of the glue around, but that's going to dry clear anyway, so I'm not bothered about that. So I just thought, you know, why don't I put the camera on and show you how I've done them, and maybe think of some other things that I can do with them, because maybe we could do something different. So for the first type, which is the one with the bug in, so all I've done is I've got the two and I've put them back to back. And I got me paper. This is the paper that you get in cereal boxes. It's like the plastic bag that they come in, and it gives you this kind of lovely milky kind of vintagey type film look. So I kind of like that. You could use a clear plastic if you wanted to, or you could even use like a vellum or a glassine if you wanted to do that. So I wanted to cover both, so I need two pieces, because this one's covered front and back. I know this is blank on the back because it's a piece of ephemera, but I kind of like the idea of having it front and back. So let's cut another piece out. And this stuff is just, you know, you can get loads of these out of one single bag, you know. And it's as simple as I'm just going to glue this onto here. Doesn't have to be loads of glue, because what you can do is you can spread the glue out once you've got the film down, and you can see where you might need to pop a little bit extra on if you do. So I might just pop a little bit in this corner, because I don't want them coming apart once I've glued them on. Same there. And then I'm going to do the same with this. Now you need to use a good glue for it to do this, so a Fabri-Tac, or I've got my tacky glue, it's a high tack, very sticky all-purpose glue, and it handles these no problem. So you need quite a good glue, because you're going to be gluing like a plastic, and you're going to be gluing that together with itself. I'll just give it a spread out. It doesn't matter if it goes over the edges, I'm not bothered. There we go. I'm just going to get a cloth, give that away. Right, now I'm going to just cut round it. I mean, you don't have to do this stage, I just find it easier to get rid of the excess while I'm working on it. And as long as you've got it within the frame, you don't have to be particularly neat. You just don't want any excess leaking over the side. But we're going to trim it down properly when we've glued it all together anyway, just to make sure that all the edges match up. So don't worry if you don't get every little bit. So there's that one, and then we'll do the same with this one. And the good thing about this is you could use any kind of scrapbooking card or any other kind of card. You can find some with some really nice designs on, some with vintage designs or different colours. I did have a book of ombre card, and that would have looked really great because it had kind of sunsetty colours and greens and blues. That'd be really cool. Right, so you've got your two pieces. Now they've both got the film on. Now this film, it has a shiny side, which is I think the inside where the food is, and then it has like a milky side, which is the outside, and that's more of a matte look. So I want that to be the side that's sticking up. I should have said that before we glued them down, but yeah. So because I don't want it to be too shiny, I think on this one I ended up with the shiny side out, and as you can see on the camera, it's kind of shiny. That's exactly what it is, shiny. So now we're going to pick our lovely little bug. Now these are just from Tim Holtz. For the life of me think of the name there. These are just from Tim Holtz ephemera pack. The ephemera pack is Field Notes, it's called. I couldn't for the life of me think of the name there. Hey, only one of the most famous in the craft industry. Right, okay, and I'm just going to glue this. Now don't worry about the glue, this glue will dry clear, and if you're using Fabri-Tac, it's exactly the same, it will dry clear. Now this is the bit where on this one I put a little bit too much glue on and it got inside of the packet. So this time I'm going to try and avoid that, and I'm going to do that by just little dots down the side, and then what I think I'll do is just give it a spread about so that it's not going to squidge into the inside of the actual piece, and I want to make sure all the corners are covered. Right, now it's just a case of putting this together. You could make these bigger as well. I mean, making the template itself wouldn't be very hard. If I hadn't found that one, I could have easily made another one and cut it out. So they might actually be nice in a bigger size, and we could even try that, I suppose. Now we've got that glued down, and I'm just checking to see where it doesn't match up, and there's just a little bit at the back here, so I'm going to trim this down and make sure it all matches up. Right, now the thing is, when you're gluing plastic to plastic, it tries to move, so it might be a good idea to leave the trimming until yours is dry. That way you're not going to be moving about all over. Right, let's see, that's perfect. Right, now last thing is to give it a nice ink, and then you can decorate them any way you want, really. And I'm just going to ink the back as well. Right, I didn't ink the inside, so I'm just going to quickly gently rub the sides down. There we go, and that's that done. Now I've used these little words, and I've used some washi tape. Now let me find my washi tape if I can. I've just had it. Do you know, it's been one of them days where every time I put something down it just disappears. I think I've found it. There we go. Right, let's get our washi tape out. Let's see, what colour do we want? I kind of like this one. It's nice and thin, so it's not gonna overpower the actual piece, because I think if they're too thick sometimes it's too much. Right, let's just get a bit of extra glue. Because this washi tape, the glue on it is just not strong enough. Right, and I'm just going to pop that across there like that. And you can do it on the back as well if you want. I'm not going to bother on this one, just because the front is the bit that I'm concerned with. There we go. And now I want to find a word. Now I've got my ephemera folder. Oops, I'm dropping everything. And I've just put some words in here that I've been trying to organise somewhere. Have I? Is it this one I put them in? Where did they go? Oh, here they are. So let's find... Actually, I'm not sure. I might use one of these others, you know. So I've got some of this nice little ephemera. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Oh, we've got these ones. Purpose, inspire, hope, funny, special. Oh, they're too big, but it's okay, because what I might do is I might just tear it down. I don't know if you can hear the birds are having another battle. They're running across the roof and screeching at each other. I swear, it's like a bird soap opera in this garden. Right, let's give that a bit of ink. And then we can just pop that on. And there we go. That's that one done, and it's turned out quite nice. I quite like that. So you can see it is like blank on the back, but that's okay. And I do like the way that turned out. It's lovely, isn't it? So let's do the other style. So the other style I've been making is using the back as well. Now all I did was I just drew around the same thing, and instead of cutting the little window open, I left it. So first thing I want to do with this is I want to give it a good ink, because I want it to look a bit aged, because I think that especially when you've got the back is the same, you kind of need to have that definition. So let's give that, and you could like stamp this or collage it or do whatever it is you want to do. I'm just going to gently put a little bit of age onto there as well. But I think I quite like the idea of them being plain, because then whatever it is that you've got inside them is kind of really the focal point. Now I've got a butterfly and it is too big, so let's have a look and see if I can find a smaller butterfly. Where are we? Where are you, butterflies? Here we go. I think they're all going to be too big, to be honest with you. I might have to get my other ephemera folder out. Yeah, these are all too big. Unless, I'm just wondering if there's anything we could use, like a flower, I suppose. Is that going to be too big as well? Yeah, it's too big and it just doesn't look right. It's not right. Okay, I'm just going to get my butterfly ephemera folder out. Excuse me for reaching over. Okay, this is the size we want. Let's see what we can find. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, perfect. First one we looked at. There you go. That's what I call a result. Thank goodness. We could have been here all day looking through all those butterflies. Right. Okay, let's get this one inked up. There we go. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it, like size it up so that I get it in the right place, and then I'm just going to glue it down. There we go. And I'm just going to make, where's my pencil? I want to make a little mark so I know where it's going. we go. Right, let's get some glue on this baby. And this is using the backs on them is good when, especially if you're using fussy cut, because as you can see, I fussy cut this and you can see the other page on the back of it, and that's not going to look great if you can see through the back like with the cellophane one. But you're not going to see the back once this is on. Now I'm going to put the cellophane over the same as I did with the other ones. I'm calling it cellophane. I don't know what the name of it is. It's just the plastic that comes with the bag, with the cereal. There we go. Yeah, and I want the dull side up, to be on the outside, just because I think it looks better that way. I mean, if you like the shiny side, then go for it, do the shiny side. But for me, I like the dull side. I just think it gives it that extra vintage, like celluloid kind of look. Just spread this out a bit so that it's not going over. Now that's right. And I'm not even bothered that the film has become a little bit wrinkled, because again I think that just looks, it adds to the age and it makes it look like it's been sitting in a book for, I don't know, 80 years or something. And it gives it that extra vintage feel, I think. Whereas if it was perfect, I think, you know, it would look like it had just come straight out the box. And I think with the naturalist journal that I'm making, I want it to look as though it's, you know, the book's been sitting on a shelf for 80 years or something. Yeah, I like that. I mean, the butterfly is ever so slightly big, but that's fine. Now let's put some more glue on and get this baby together. Again, I'm going to do the same as I did with the other one, because I don't want loads of glue seeping out the sides. See how that's gone straight out the side? I just want to make sure there's enough to keep it down and the corners are well glued without it coming over the film. I'm trying desperately to keep my new my new craft mat clean. Yeah, it's not going to work. Right, just give that a nice press down. There we go. It's looking good. And I mean, I think I might back this one with some coffee dyed paper, because that pattern just does not work on the back. And let's give it a nice ink round. Right. Now, let's get this one decorated up. Let's get our washi tapes out again. What's this one like? It's a little bit wider. Is it going to be too wide? A little bit. How about that one? I'm not liking the colours. We don't want the birds. Okay. Do you know what? I might give that a go and see what it looks like. I know it's wide, but once it's on and inked, I don't think it's going to be, it's not going to look too overwhelming. Right, let's get some glue on it. I love washi tapes, but they really do not stick very well. Now, which way up does that go? That way. Okay. And I'm going to just go over that, because I think it'll make it blend into the background a bit more. There we go. Yeah, no, that looks good. Okay, I'm not even going to bother putting a word on that, because I quite like that the way it is. Once it's blended in, it looks good. And again, like I say, I probably will end up backing this. Yeah, I like that. That looks pretty, and it's just doesn't have to have a word. I'm liking the way they've turned out, and I'm going to make a few more, but I think I might make some that are not like botanical based to go in other journals, because I think they've worked out really nice. And I've literally just sat and drew around a template. I might make a bigger template actually. If I had some card we could sit, you know what, I have this now. This is my packaging, so let's make a bigger template. Why don't we? And let's see what size can we get away with. Right, now this is basically just a template I'm making. Let's make it nice and bigger. How big are these ones? So if we make it about there, right. And I know you can buy the die cuts for these, but this way you get to make them whatever size you want, not what size the die cut is. So, and it's a simple process. You'll see how very simple it is. Right, and we want to cut that down a little bit. Bearing in mind it's going to be a bit bigger at the bottom than it is at the top. So I think if we go to about there, I mean, if you wanted to make these really big, you could make them like journal card size, and that's going to look great. Let's just give it a go. Right, now what I need is a corner punch. So I want nice wide round corners. Okay. And now we need a square. We need something square size. And actually we could just tuck, yeah, we'll do that. Give me one of these squares. And then we can just cut round the inside. Now you could spend a lot more time doing this than I am and measure everything out, but for the purposes of the video I think it's not too bad. It's a little bit skewy. Wait a minute. Okay, bearing in mind this is only a template, so there we go, that's better. There, and it's just a simple case of cutting that out. And like I says, when you've got time you could sit and do it all really carefully and neatly, but just for the purposes of this. You could even make a few of these and then you've got like loads of different sizes, and that would be good, because then you can just, if you wanted something a bit bigger, you've already got your template ready. I love making templates for things. I love sitting cutting stuff out, which is why I like fussy cutting so much. Right, let's just neaten that up a little bit because that's a little bit raggedy. If I had me proper little scissors out, I'd be able to do it much neater. But that's not bad. That's turned out okay. And there you go. We now have 2 frames, and we could make these in a larger size. You could, like I say, you could even make them journal card size, and then, you know, you can even probably, do you know what, let's think, where are they? I'm trying to think which ephemera folder I've got them in. You could even put, if I can find them, Timmy's little people in these, and it would look like a little Polaroid photo. Look at that, isn't that cute? I like that, and it does look like a little Polaroid. So yeah, I think I'll be making a few different sizes of these. Oops, dropped it. I'll be making a few different sizes of these, but they've turned out okay, and you know, they're nice, quick and effective. I quite like the way they've turned out, the way they look. I know you can't see because of the way the light's shining, but they look really nice. I like them. And the nice butterfly one. And then this is just a simple flower that I put in. And then that's the original bug one. like I say, this glue will dry and it'll dry clear, so you won't see it. So yeah, just a quick craft, a quick little something for you to give a go and have a play with, and make some more templates, and you know, let your imagination run away with you. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and stay safe, stay healthy, and happy crafting. Bye.